Well, welcome to In the Circle, presented by Rawlings, and we have another, probably the brand newest coach in the Valley joining us, Wendy Thies. And Coach, talk about your journey to Indiana State. You got hired in August, and how did that all come about?
Right. Well, it's you go through the summer recruiting and I had a good position at Mason, working with the staff there and working with the pitchers and obviously I think once you've been a head coach, you kind of miss it a little bit and looking for good opportunities. I'm actually at national tournament when I get a call that Coach Mike Furniture was going to take the job going to Notre Dame and he was just like, I was thinking he had called me and he was like, I don't know if you might be interested, but he's like, you'd be a good fit for this program if it's something you're interested in. And I was like, well, let me look into it, and I asked him a few questions, about Terre Haute in general and like the atmosphere and stuff. And then did some of my own research and thought that this could be a really good place for me to be. I know Missouri Valley Conference is always a solid conference in softball, and it is the furthest. I won't say north because I've been further north, I think, but it's the Midwest. I have not been in the Midwest, so I think just kind of researching that a little bit, and then the process itself was really fast. So I went ahead and submitted my application, and we're talking about national tournament's the last thing of the summer before you start welcoming your own students back. So it did have to happen pretty fast. Indiana State wanted to move fast, and I know they had some qualified applicants, so I felt really blessed that they offered me the position and to be here.
Well, so you hit the ground running, and first of all, give us a little of your background. You've been in softball a long time
Yeah.
and made several stops along the way. So just kind of a quick overview of your background and some of the stops that you've made.
Yeah, I mean, softball's just kind of been such a huge part of my life growing up. Born in Lancaster, California, Southern California, and then moved over to Arizona for middle school and high school. Played for some great organizations growing up. Went to college and played for Coach Joanne Graff, who Dr. Graff is just like one of the most amazing women ever. And really just had such a great experience. Softball was such a big part of my life. Didn't ever plan to be a coach, just wanted to get my master's degree paid for, and didn't want to hang up my cleats just yet, kind of want to stick around the game just a little bit longer while I did that. And then, here I am 28 years later, still doing it. But I've coached at every level of junior college, Division II, started the program at Memphis, went to the SEC at Ole Miss, kind of been able to take over programs, and that may have been struggling or we're trying to find a way or start them and kind of develop a culture and a commitment to excellence in the classroom, in the community, as well as on the field. And those have been my goals everywhere I've been. And so I look forward to doing that here at Indiana State. Um, yeah, I want to win some more championships. I think that's the thing. Like I just, I feel like I still love it. If I love going to practice with the girls. Practice is my favorite. Um, love playing. I mean, I ruptured both patella tendons this last April. Like it's almost been a year now, and so I can't do it like I used to. It's so sad. The spirit is willing, but I'm there with the glove and the ball gets hit, and I'm like, I can't get that. I don't move as fast as I.
Well, that as we get our injuries, we don't bounce back as quickly from them, and we still think we can do all that stuff.
The
But it's
mind,
a
I'm
little
making
bit
a great play, but nope, the body's not doing anything.
exactly. Well, we talked about you got hired late in the process in August, and so how do you step into that right away? I mean, kids are coming back to school. You have to meet the team. You have to get everything assembled. Talk about that process and how you've got this team. You met the team and you pulled them all together to get ready for spring season.
Yeah, I mean it was fast. I don't know if I've ever done it this fast. We had a Zoom call like right when I got hired, and it was just a few days before classes started, and I actually told them that I would be here for the first week. I hadn't boxed up anything or anything. I just flew right over here and was here on campus for the first week of schools just so I could start putting names with faces and getting to know the girls. And I told them this is going to be a weird abnormal fall. We're not going to, you're just going to do weights and strength and conditioning until for the first like 3 weeks because and the softball field will be open and you guys can do indies until we kind of get people in here because I knew I couldn't do it by myself. And I just gotten rid of the cane. So I was like, I'm really not able to like catch or hit ground balls or anything at this point. So I was blessed that throughout the summer I've been working camps and clinics and recruiting and talking to people that and some young coaches too that were just really fantastic. And so some of my first call was to Coach Bechtel, Nicole Bechtel, and I was like, I know you're, a GA right now at another school, but I think that this could be a good opportunity for you to come with me. And I knew that was going to be hard hiring staff, but I was really lucky to get Coach Bechtel and Emily Herron, who I've known for years and years and years, and just does a great job of just teaching the game and really developing young women into confident, like competitive, not just swings, but just really being there for them. They both were like, we're on board, and thank goodness, so fast. And then to have Kylie Goff jump in, who had just finished her playing career. So I have a young staff. It might be the youngest staff I've ever had. So it's good. It'll keep me in the music. I'll be in it. I'll be able to stay hip. But they definitely, it's great having so many. Fun fact, we all four caught at some point in college. So we've never had a staff of all catchers. It's so funny how we all think like the same way. Like it's very unique, but it's truly been enjoyable so far.
Oh, I was just going to ask, all catchers. So how you all have that same mindset? How do you divide up all the duties?
Yeah, it's pretty gritty, right? Luckily I'm old. And so and Coach Heron's not very far behind me. So Coach Bird, she's 36, and so she's coached every aspect of it. So we went ahead and got her with the outfield. I've coached pitchers everywhere I've been. Sometimes I've flown off of it and I've always kind of migrated back. So working with the pitchers, we let Coach Nicole get the catchers, so she gets the catchers, and threw first baseman at her. And then Coach Kylie, our young coach, her and I and even Coach Nicole, we kind of jump in and all work infield with them together. We're heavy in the infield, so we have like 9 infielders. So we divide and conquer. So we all kind of jump in there and hitting wise, Coach Bird takes the lead, but Coach Nicole, Coach Goff, and I, we meet every day, every other day, and plan out things, and every player has an individual plan. So we're all on the same page, right? So if one person has to take the lead, like we all know exactly what the plan is, and the players are part of that, developing their own hitting plan. So, there shouldn't be any, well, coach told me this and I'm working on this. Nope. We're all here. We write everything down here at Indiana State. Everything's in the book.
Yeah, the old fashioned way, write it down so you have proof, right?
pen and paper. I know that sounds crazy, but for me, like it's like I still use the same pitching chart I had when I was a player at Florida State and had to keep it when I was sitting next to Connie Clark. Like it's the same thing because it's what my eyes, I can read it fast. I can call pitches from it. I know exactly what it is. I know the pitch count. Now there's all these boxes and numbers and everything on it. And I tried to use them and I'm like, no, just give me my chart. I can't.
Just give me one for a fastball, 2 for a curve, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
a couple pats.
How about your staff? You're coaching the pitchers. I mean, you are working with them. So a couple of returners with that staff, but how are they looking so far this early season?
Yeah, I definitely think that I pulled the easiest job out of it, just mostly because I have the most experience. We are a super young team. Like our team is very inexperienced. And even if we have sophomores or juniors, just very limited starts, So then one place where we have experience is on the mound. So we have 2 seniors, we have 2 juniors, one is a redshirt junior, and then we have a sophomore. So what's been nice is just kind of pulling them into how I coach pitching, into the way we form out our practices, and everything is about maximizing our spin rate and really getting batters out. So velo is important. Obviously, we'd love it. I'd love it if everybody threw 77, but like, how do we generate swings and misses? We throw live a lot. Like our pitchers are throwing to our hitters a lot, and I write everything down. So we know how many contacts, swings and misses versus swings and foul balls versus swings and put into play off, that aren't hard, and then hard contacts. And we talk about it. We know what pitches are, hey, your changeup's looking great. Yeah, it's a strike, but it's got hit hard, 5 out of 8 times. It's just not that good right now. We're going to need to make sure, even though we're locating it, we need to make it better. So I think they've really kind of bought into that. And so they're very good. Like you don't see them out of practice without their little notebook and writing down, the things that were good and bad, and us kind of as a group and as a bullpen analyzing after our tournaments these first 3 weeks, like, hey, what did we do well? How did we do it? Like we didn't get ahead enough. We threw too many first pitch balls. We need to make sure we're working ahead. So we have, our whole array of pitches to go with and things like that. So really great. I mean, Haley Griffin, that's just some incredible spins. Like she has some crazy movement and it's fun to watch. When I watch back on film, I'm like, wow, that's really impressive. And Lauren Sackett's battled back from a couple of elbow surgeries and elbow injuries. And she is really, really coming in with also some funky movement. So, and getting her changeup working, it's just a huge game changer. And Cassie Newbanks is another senior that we has had, kind of an up and down career, but she's really just bought in. We've taught her 3 new pitches this year. And it's kind of been, she's like, it's been fun for me because it's been, not that she was a one-trick pony, but she's like, it makes the game exciting again when you're like, let's try it. And it's not even that we use the pitches all the time. It's the fact that, we're working on some things and understanding, hey, we need to move pitches around. We need to make sure that we can throw pitches. Maybe some we want to go straight down, some we want to go back on the curve. And then can we change an eye line, and understanding the why. They've been really great about talking, pitching, and understanding it.
And it's nice to have kids that are coachable and willing and open to trying new things, and why not?
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. So let's talk about one of your freshmen. You talked about your young, I believe it's Braylee Mills, right? She's having a great season, a great start.
Yes.
And so talk about her impact and what she has as a freshman. Is it a little bit surprising that she's had this kind of success early?
Yeah, she is fierceness is in this tiny little blonde hair body. Like she is, I think she might be 100 pounds soaking wet. And she gets up and everything, she's a slapper. And then she comes in and really she's put them out on our field and she swings, she got a beautiful little swing in there. I think the biggest thing is just her willingness to go all out every play. She plays the game that requires you to play it. It's not forgiving, the game isn't. If you try to go halfway or play 80%, it will hurt you. It will make you pay. And the nice thing about Braylee is whether it's a practice, whether it's indoor or outdoor, I don't know if I've ever seen the girl not go exactly like she would in a game. She goes all out all the time. Doesn't mean she's perfect, but she plays the game and her intensity with every at bat, whether it's off a pitching machine or live, it's the same intensity. So I'm really excited about that kid's future. She's very coachable. She's probably harder on herself than we are. Like, one of those times as a coach, you're like ready to yell at a kid and she's like, oh, I should have that. And like, she's already yelling at herself and you're like, go ahead, let's do another one. You can't even beat her to the punch because she knows what she needs to do.
Yeah, how fun to have that enthusiasm on the team. So,
yeah.
Well, it sounds like just maybe another tournament or two, and then you get started in Valley play. I know you talked about the Valley and how tough it is, top to bottom. What are you most excited for starting conference play?
I know everybody's got some really strong pitching at the top of their lineup, and everybody's got some swingers, and it seems like everybody's got like 1 or 2 quick kids. And so I think I'm just excited. I love a good 3-game series. I love a good battle one-on-one. You're making those adjustments from hopefully pitch to pitch, inning to inning, but then really game to game. Like, how's this matchup? What are we going to do differently and come out on top? I mean, the name of the game, no matter what conference you're in, is win series, right? Like, to be successful, you got to win series. And if you can win them all, you're going to be in a really good spot. We would love a sweep here and there. Sweeps are what you have to get if you lose a series. They're required then. You want to go get sweeps, but win series because it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to watching you guys play, and keep writing things down and let them give you a little bit of say in the music that gets played, so you can you can stay hip and still have your own little music to have that beat to. So
yeah. I'm going to teach them all about Whitney Houston. They got to learn classic.
There you go. Well, Coach, we will see you down the road. Good luck as you start into the tournaments and then into conference play. We will see you down the road. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate you.